All right, moving right along to album reviews. We have the second album, the sophomore album from Japanese metal group, Baby Metal. For those of you listening to the podcast, you wouldn't have seen my finger quotations with that. But yeah, Baby Metal have been a very controversial act since they came out. I'm not going to call them a band because I don't really see them as one. I see them as an act. And honestly, I was going into this album with pretty high expectations. I hated the first album. I didn't like it at all. I think Chocolate was decent. It was listenable, but I just thought it was just a gimmick. Something that people are going to get into because it's so far different from everything else. So I went to this album with high expectations, and I was disappointed. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad album, because it's not. It's a good album, but it's not... How to put this? It's a good event rock album. So if you don't know what I mean by that, look at a band like Rammstein. Now, Rammstein write better music than Baby Metal, in my opinion, but they write music for their live shows. They write music that will just accompany what they do live really, really well. And I think that's exactly what Baby Metal have done with this album. I think the metal in the songs is really good. No song beats Karate though, which is disappointing because Karate is a great song. It's got a great melody and is so catchy, it just gets in your head. And I really hoped that it was going to be an album full of songs like that, but I didn't feel that at all. And overall, the vocals are okay. The metal is really good throughout the entire album, but I think the vocals sometimes just don't fit. Actually, they don't fit a lot of the time. They feel like they're just thrown on the top. Without any real thought. Whereas when you listen to Karate, you can tell that the vocals were written specifically to go with those instrumentals. Like they flow really well and they sit in the mix really well, whereas other songs in this album just don't do that. The album is also way too long. If it was 8 or 9 songs, I'd be giving it a better review, but it's 13 songs and it's way too long for this kind of thing, because it gets tiring to listen to and all the songs start to sound the same. So some of the good songs, I'll give you my top 3 now. They're Road to Resistance, the opening track, which just so much pace straight out of the gate. Second is also, as I've mentioned before, Karate, which is the highlight of the album. It's definitely the best song. And then I actually think the final track, The One, is a really good song as well. I've heard other reviews say that that's one of the weaker songs on the album. I think they're only saying that because it's the last song on the album and you're really tired of it when that song comes on. So that last song actually made me go, oh, yeah, this is cool. And that song's actually all in English as well. But yeah, the length of the album starts to make all the songs blend together. And yeah, for a live orientated group, this is a good album because it'll accompany their live show really well. And I think people who see it live are going to appreciate it much more than me. It's not something that I'm just going to pop on in the car and drive down the road to, same as I wouldn't do that to Rammstein. So altogether, I think it's about a 3 out of 5 for me. Not what I wanted, and kind of disappointing.